Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Dream Daddy with a good friend Holden.
You've got dads.
Holden, listen, this is you from the past. Well, how'd this happen? Figured trying to reply to this because I know myself, but this is an automated message from you earlier this morning when it was socially unacceptable to go out and buy ice cream. I forgot I did that. I forgot how I did that as well. This future is amazing. Listen, life is short and ice cream should always be acceptable, but unfortunately this isn't the society we live in. And it's less the society we live in and more me projecting my own anxiety about being judged onto others. But you know what I mean. By the time you're reading this, it is certain a time of day in which nobody will bat an eye at you for going out and buying ice cream. You know what to do. Be good to me. Buy that ice cream. You know what? I've earned a treat. On the way home, I decided to stop off and grab some ice cream, which I plan to eat directly from the tub. Spent a lot of time trying to figure out just which type of ice cream I'd like to eat directly from the tub. Rocky Road, pistachio. Oh, Amanda's probably gonna want some too. Better get 2 tubs. She loves cookie dough ice cream, right? Hey, mister. I turn around to see Ernest leaning up against the wall of the convenience store. Ernest. You're cool, right? No way. I'm about to go sprawl out on the couch between a liter of ice cream and a basic cable package, and I have every intention of waking up in that position tomorrow morning. What do you think? Man, talking to you sucks. Can you just help me out? Help you out? There's no fire involved, is there? Just clouds. So if I give you 20, will you buy me e-liquid? Ernest, what's e-liquid? It's like, Gatorade, you know, electrolyte liquid. I get it myself, but I'm banned from here for trying to run a grift on the cashier. A classic fiddle game, you know the deal. Oh, if you're talking about balanced electrolytes, then I got you, little buddy. I didn't know you played the fiddle. Just had the clerk for Blue Cran Raz Apple Vortex. He'll know what it is. I pick up a tub of pistachio ice cream for myself and a tub of cookie dough for Amanda. I search for some Blue Crazen Void Starer, but can't seem to find any. Blue Crazen. Okay. I turn to the cashier. Say, where's your finest e-liquid? Behind the counter, you got an ID. First of all, my daughter is older than you. Second of all, I'm flattered. I switched shampoo recently. Is that taking some years off? Look, you need to be 21 to buy vape juice. Your hair doesn't look a day over 20. Wait a minute. Are you just trying to butter me up to buy you my ice cream because it's working? I glance outside and spot Ernest staring at me. Double, wait a minute. So you're telling me that the e-liquid is not a sports drink. It's for vaping. Ernest is watching us intently through the window. I better go give that kid a piece of my mind. I see. Okay, look, I'm going to pretend that you didn't just try to trick me into buying you the old Bahamut's cough syrup and then go inside here and purchase my ice cream. I won't tell your dad if you promise to scram. And stop vaping, you'll get popcorn lung. What if I give you $25? Go home, Ernest. I'm walking back inside and Ernest calls after me. You can get popcorn lung from microwave popcorn, you know. I no longer trust this kid, but the mere notion strikes fear into my heart. Back inside to complete my purchase with a good cashier. Thank you, kind sir, for your time and generous hair compliments. You got it, bub. Can set the window to see Ernest still outside. Looks like he's talking to some other poor sap. I should go outside and save this other guy some grief. Wait a second. That's definitely a cop. Oh, boy. Grab my tums of ice cream and bolt outside. Ernest is already face down on the hood of a squad car. Ernest, did you seriously just try to get a cop to buy you e-liquid? Do you know this kid? Yeah, we live in the same cul-de-sac. I know his dad. Listen, he's a good kid, and I'm this boy's father. Turn around and see Robert walking up the street toward the convenience store. Ernest, what are you doing? I want a lawyer. First of all, good first instinct. Remember that you're not required to answer any questions from a police officer without a lawyer present. You're this boy's father? Yes, sir. Ernest likes to lash out at me like this ever since the accident. Oh, I don't like talking about it. That's fine. Robert gets a wistful twinkle in his eye. It all started 7 summers ago. My hair was long then. New metal was still in style. Ernest and I were down in the Florida swampland scavenging for... Sir, I can leave you to take it from here. Sounds good. Thanks, officer. Ernest, come along now. You'll be cleaning grout from the rain gutter for a week thanks to this transgression. The police officer gets in his car and drives off. I'm stunned by how cool Robert was just there. Thanks. I want to say Richard. Ouch. Don't mention it, Hemingway. Gotten trouble plenty of times in my life, just trying to do my good deed for the day. Will you buy me e-liquid if I give you 20 bucks? Child, I will end you. Hey, Holden, will you walk Ernest home with me? Sure. Ernest runs ahead, presumably so he won't be seen with us, which is a thing I think kids do. Reminds me a lot of myself when I was his age. Well, maybe I wasn't as dumb. Seems like he tortures his dad. Seems like he tortures just about everybody. He even stole your wallet. What? No, he did. I bet my back pocket. I bet the rest of my pockets. He stole my wallet. Why are you doing this to yourself? What? Herbert points at my tubs of ice cream. One of them's for Amanda. I have no qualms with the quantity of ice cream you purchase. It's a perfectly respectable amount of ice cream. It's the quality I'm talking about. You work hard, Holden. You're a good dad. Don't you think you deserve top shelf ice cream? But these were on sale. You're gonna treat yourself. Go big or go home. Real vanilla bean. Real pistachio. You deserve it. He's got a good point. If you're treating yourself, treat yourself right. Don't treat yourself like it's a normal day and you're pretending to give yourself a treat, but really you're just getting a deal. If you deserve it, you deserve it. Treat yourself, yo. We're at the cul-de-sac and Ernest runs into his home. That boy's the reason why we don't have prizes in cereal anymore. Catch you around, Holden. Robert tosses me my wallet. I catch it with a surprised look on my face. I stole it back. Keep it in your front pocket or use a chain like back in your ska days. Smell you later. See you, Robert. I go back inside my house, ready to spend the rest of the night with 2 tubs of ice cream and also Amanda.
Welcome. You've got dads.
You've got dads.
All right, Damien, let's go. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Holden, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing, rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has been greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit, and for that I thank you. That said, Holden, if you'd allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Blood March. If my handwriting looked like that, I too would write letters. My handwriting does not look like that. My handwriting looks like that. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Dad book and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back. A real letter. But my handwriting looks like 2 toddlers fighting over a crayon. Yeah. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. You help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. And I hop onto my laptop and peruse showtimes. Doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Ooh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, and then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. Hey. Good morrow to you on this fine eve. Nah. I do hope this letter finds you in good health. Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cask of Amontillado that kid? Now, you've been good. Now, I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Jeez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. That Ernest shit was pretty messed up. Nah, I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves on the last we met. Not bad. You will find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Like that one. Nice. Yeah. Soon to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. Let me, get at that. No, like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. What? While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. That sounds good. Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets. I would very much enjoy your company. Accompanying me to the cinema. Company and accompanying doesn't sound good together. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you will find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you'll find both titillating and enjoyable. Hard daps. Well, carry on. Best wishes, namaste. And then I sign my name, my full name. Fancy that way. Holden Cox. Is this okay? And it reads over my sloppy handwriting. Sure. He spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? Right. That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Brenda leaves the room and turns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. Gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Brenda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses a small wooded piece of wood onto it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing... Here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbook itself always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. Already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony, they're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished. Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice. Turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
What?
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. Turn around to find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies. You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Ha! Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian and Drew rejoins his friends and I look over at Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line a little longer and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Is everything okay? Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so, excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is, Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I'd never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. Looks like he's about to rip the armrests off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
Oh my.
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops off of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy, it is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires fly off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree, it's good to finally blood you. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters out everywhere, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood.
What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back on his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try to make him feel comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Let's tell a dad joke. Where does a dog go when it loses its tail?
What?
Where? To the retail store. I yelled that last bit a little too loud for a crowded movie theater, but I can see a smile form on Damien's face. Good one, Holden. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smooth, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene in the movie where Romulus Badblood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out. Hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival letter Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodlines have been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3 evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he's survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn. Okay, here comes the smooth response. Thanks. No problem. Crushed it. Both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. You're getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery? What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Holden. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The nightlights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian age era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie? I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes. I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I've never been good at those. It just feels as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror movies, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from the cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think, gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the mists of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us. Its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature's getting closer, moving faster. Oh. It's a dog. As it finally comes into light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hands. Damien looks ecstatic. It ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey, both look up, not expecting to see... Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure, wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one day. Let's say we make our way home. Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. Packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. So we begin to walk home and take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Holden, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief and presses it into my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I will use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you, someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good evening. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs away from the window, plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? Nope. I was just, Okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told ya. But as it turns out, Damien is, Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Holden. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a moment, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? How can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you, nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight.
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is it's a Victorian phrase. It technically means winning, so, ultimately, you've won.
Thank you, Damien, for explaining taking the egg on this one. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in after a few bites of ice cream from the freezer. I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. Wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but I can't make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda. Crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Something happened? No, nothing happened. Go away. Alright, I'll leave you be. Back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have just made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all the awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? Nope. Okay. Do you need a ride to school? Nope. Okay, want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her silk freezer burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Oh, okay. Haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it still hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. Sit back at the kitchen table and look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on a wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knee, she would get up and try again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her out for ice cream, and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decided that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline for her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin. What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong. I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. Dad, So just... whatever it is, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over, and this is beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately, and there's just... I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? I guess you start from the top. So, you know how Emma R is going to that fancy art school in California, right? Emma R, the best friend.
All right.
You got it. Wow, proud of you. Anyways, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both the Emmas, Grace, and Noah all went to a party at Mackenzie F's on the same night. They all told me they were busy studying for the Calc AB final. Yikes. Oh. So, another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and, that's the thing. What? Whoa, I had no idea. Definitely didn't know that. Okay, you're a bad liar. So are you. Learn from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and kept going about my business. I made a size. Then one day, I invited everybody out to go get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like, simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. So go to the mall anyway. I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos. Without me. What? Aww. It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. Grace drops a nacho on her shirt because, of course she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me. Grace. Not this coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the gossipy one? I know. Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck. Which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left. Without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. Or another one to Emma R asking how long the Noah's thing's been going on, and sorry, I know it's a lot. You still following? What did Emma R say? Oh, okay, get a load of this. Emma R says, you know what, let me just read it to you. Amanda pulls out her phone and reads word for word an arduously long string of text messages. Can you believe that? Oh, I can believe that. They were dating in secret for like months, so I told her that she's been a really terrible friend. She's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then you just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay, and then she left me on red, and then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply, and I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend like I understand. Gotcha. So while all this is happening, I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed off I am at everybody and stuff. Then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat that I got kicked out of. Alright, I think he lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everyone dropped me, half my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I always expected it from everybody else, but Emma R's been there since Dad died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. Not even mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs the remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everyone suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. As mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them dead. She looks so dejected. I just can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know. It's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset about. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously. I know you probably don't want advice, but it feels like it's my duty as a father to bestow upon you a few nuggets of daddy wisdom. Honey, high school sucks. You make friends with people just because they're there while you're still living in your hometown. There's a pretty small pool of people to choose from. Once you go to college, once you get out into the real world, you're going to be exposed to all sorts of people, and it's going to be easier to make friends with people who really get you. Some of those friendships can last a lifetime. I mean, look at me and Craig. Some of them only last a little while, and that's okay too. You're going to make so many awesome new friends at our school. Ultimately, I think this says more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing. If they can't see that, well, that's their problem. Keep that in mind. Look down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? This is a feeling that I've had before. Did I just eat that whole cake? Yes. Yes, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Anna gets up to go to her room. Before she closes her door, she turns around. Hey, Pops. Yes? Thank you. You are always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
Welcome.
You've got dads. This is probably the princess thing, but that will be for next week, where we get on our third and final date and finish up Damien, which means we're gonna immediately jump in and do Joseph. So yeah, we're close to the end, everybody. I hope you all are enjoying all of this, because I've got some plans for where we're taking Tuesday, Thursday after this. So hold on to your hats, everybody, because we're going on some good old fun rides. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next time, everybody, stay from Crab Capo.